Welcome to episode 35, finally, of the Student Pilot Cast. Stage 3 check prep, Hijacked. I'm Bill Williams, and I'm learning to fly in front of the world. Come join me as I prepare for my Stage 3 check, with a different instructor this time.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 4121 Tango is at Chandler Air Service. We have Zulu, and we'd like a south departure, please.
What does it take to be an angel? Where does the sun go when it sleeps? Is every star that shines so brightly?
Welcome back, SPC listeners. I'm so glad to be back with you after a bit of a break from releasing episodes. As you may be aware, I've taken on a couple of other projects in the aviation podosphere, and that, coupled with a very busy life for the last few months, has led to an unacceptable delay in episode releases. So for that, I apologize. Hopefully, though, the revival of the Pilot Cast helps make up for this a bit. If you haven't heard, the Pilot Cast is back and features Pilot Kent, one of the original hosts, along with new hosts Pilot Tiffany and, of course, yours truly, Pilot Bill. I hope you'll head over to pilotcast.com to check it out if you haven't already. The Pilot Cast, like the Student Pilot Cast, can also be found in iTunes and other podcast aggregators as well. Now that we're starting to groove on the Pilot Cast, I'm back here with another training flight for my loyal SPC listeners. Along those lines, I want to thank you for your patience, all of the email and encouragement that I've received from some of you, and most of all, for listening to me learn to fly in front of the world. If you'd like to contact me, there are several ways to do it. First, a simple email to bill@studentpilotcast.com will do the trick. You can also go to the website, studentpilotcast.com, and use the contact link to drop me a message. Lastly, you can always find me in the Twitter sphere at twitter.com/BillWill. That's BILLWIL. I'm happy to be bringing you another training flight today. If you recall, I was in a bit of a whirlwind 4 days in which I'd be flying 5 times. This would be the third of those 5 flights. The first of those was covered in episode 33, Into the Night, and was a dual night cross-country. The next day, I flew a solo flight, and that was covered in episode 34, Solo, Shorts, Softs, and FOD. Today, we'll be covering a flight that occurred the very next day. It was a dual flight with a different instructor, Kevin, because my regular instructor, Larry, was out on vacation for a while. Obviously, with a stage check looming, I needed to keep flying to get ready, so I needed to do some flying with other instructors. Kevin would end up playing a pretty important role in my training, which I'll explain in a future episode, so I'm glad to be able to introduce him here. Besides the necessity of flying with a different instructor, because mine was out of town, I really do think it's a great learning tool to do this on a regular basis if you can. I would encourage students, if possible, to fly sometimes with other instructors. It'll usually help you understand something you otherwise wouldn't have, and at the very least will help you see that there are many different techniques that you can choose from to put in your own tool belt as you figure out your own methodologies and style. Back to the flying. During this lesson, we'd be preparing me for my Stage 3 check that was coming up the next day. During that stage check, I would be asked to simulate the beginning of a check ride by preparing a flight plan beforehand, executing the flight plan, but before arriving all the way at the destination, being asked to divert somewhere else using the tools at my disposal, which of course did not consist of any sort of GPS. Actually, the plane I had this day had a Garmin 430 installed, but I wasn't allowed to use it. That meant radio navigation, pilotage, and dead reckoning. Good times. Part of this preparation would be to help me understand what would be expected of me during both the stage check and ultimately the private pilot check ride later in the month. Some of this was somewhat new to me and was probably another good reason I was flying with someone who was less comfortable with me and I with him. There'd be more straight talk that way. In fact, I learned quite a bit about specific expectations of this school and the DPE that I would fly with eventually, which obviously came in very, very handy. As usual, we'll start here in the cockpit, grabbing the ATIS just after starting up.
We called them and they replaced
Tower
it for free.
Information Sierra, time 1553 Zulu, wind 130 at 4, temperature 33, dew point 13, altimeter 2982, visual approach in use, landing and departing runways 22 left and right. Notice to airmen, multiple obstructions in the vicinity of Chandler Airport up to 310 feet AGL. All departing aircraft advise ground control direction of flight. Use caution for bird activity in the vicinity of Chandler Airport. Advise on initial contact you have Sierra.
Chandler Ground, Cherokee 9126 Mike is at Chandler Air Service. We have Sierra, and we'd like to taxi the active for a southeast departure.
Cherokee 9126 Mike, Chandler Ground, taxi runway 22 right via Alpha November.
Taxi to 22 right via Alpha November, Cherokee 26 Mike.
One of the first things that Kevin did talk to me about was brevity on the radio. While he didn't care how I did it, he offered up that I added some unnecessary phrases and terms during my initial call, and that if it were his call, it would be something more like this.
Chandler Ground Warrior 9126 Mike, southbound with Alpha.
Very succinct. This made total sense, and the importance of brevity on the radio would be demonstrated very well within 5 minutes of Kevin's words of wisdom to me. We taxied out to 22 right and did the run-up. During this time, my temporary CFI asked me why I was getting into flying and what my goals were. You've all heard it before, so I won't include it here, but I was happy to offer up my enthusiasm to Kevin on how I had to fly. I also thought it was nice that he was finding out what my goals were. Kevin gave me a heads up on what he wanted to see to start off.
I want to see a soft field takeoff.
Okay.
What speed do you accelerate to before you climb out?
On a soft field, I'm going to accelerate to 63 before I start climbing out. In ground effect.
That's right.
Okay. And I've been flying the 2-1 and 2-2 Tango, so I get confused where everything's at sometimes.
Oh, yeah? Because the suction gauge is over there.
Coming up, just before taking off, I got some specific instruction on how to hold the map, keep it ready, keep it oriented properly, etc. Much of these tips I had never been taught or shown before, or I had forgotten them, so Kevin was whipping me into shape. It goes back to the value of flying with different CFIs to get different perspectives and styles. Kevin was laying it on me when he saw something that he knew would get me into trouble at some point, even if just with the DPE. Man, this was helpful. And a little humbling. At the end of Kevin's lesson, and as we pulled up to the hold short line after the run-up, is an amazing example of what not to do on the radio at a controlled airfield. Anywhere really, but especially a controlled airfield and one as busy as Chandler. You'll hear my frustration in the audio. After all, I was burning dollars waiting for a very selfish, albeit very kind-sounding gentleman in a heli around the area. Maybe he hadn't had his morning coffee yet or something, I don't know, but take a listen to this and then make sure you read the AIM on communications.
Just out of curiosity, you know which way you're going to go when you get off the ground? Where's your map? Right here. You got to be open. You got to be ready to go. Also, which direction are we going to take off? We're taking off this way, right?
Yep.
So that's the way your map needs to point.
Okay.
Then when you look out, you look over and you see the Santans, then you know you're going to go head over to the Santans and then adjust your course. The earlier you get your turn, by the way, the closer you're going to be on course.
Just wondering what runway you guys using out here today?
November 485 Sierra Channel Tower, say again?
What runway are you using today?
November 485 Sierra, currently we're on runways 22, wind calm, altimeter 2982.
You don't have much traffic on the left side, do you?
November 485 Sierra, I believe there's 3 or 4 aircraft over there at this time.
Oh, which side is the slower side?
Oh, come
November
on.
485 Sierra, it's not really too slow in the mornings. Is there something that you need, or?
Yeah, we were thinking about, come doing a couple touch and goes.
November 485 Sierra, Roger. The helicopters normally use a south parallel taxiway trolley pattern. If you'd like that, currently you can contact Channel Tower on 133.1 and they can work you in.
33-1, okay, we see a southbound helicopter down below as well.
Oh, shut up.
November 485 Sierra, Roger. Did you want to do the touch and goes right now?
Yeah, you see a 33-1?
November 485 Sierra, affirmative.
Give him a call.
Go.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 9126 Mike is at 22 right, ready to go.
Cherokee 9126 Mike, Channel Tower, fly runway heading runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 22 right, Cherokee 26 Mike.
Okay, Just amazing, right? There's so much wrong with this that I don't even think I need to comment further, so we'll just let it go for now. As you heard, Kevin encouraged me to quickly jump in and ask for my takeoff clearance, which I did. So we took off. Kevin had some really good advice for me on getting the plane ready and in position for holding short, but it was local knowledge, so I'm not going to need to include it here. As we turned on course, I'll let you listen to a potpourri of instruction from Kevin over the course of the next few minutes, all smashed together right here in the audio. Remember, I was on a mock cross-country similar to what I would do on my stage check and later on my check ride. So this was gold to me. Kevin was really helpful in getting me prepared and gave me a lot of really good instruction on a whole bunch of topics during this flight. As I said, here are a few.
All right, so here we are. I'd turn on course right here.
Okay. Well, my course was 130.
So here we are. Just and we're going across the sand edge. You see, we're going to cross this edge right here.
Yeah,
and we're going to go over some stuff here.
Yep.
All right. Also, yeah, that's good. And so you see some little bit of mountain right there that we're going to go in between.
Yep.
That's going to be that piece right there.
Okay.
So you're on the right side of this, or the west side, and you're going to be on the east side of that mountain. You're going to keep heading that direction. You're getting your 130 just like you got magnetically, and it's not windy, so it's a benefit to be calm.
Yeah.
Now, while you're flying, you're always doing triangulation. Okay, 3 points. You need something to the left of the plane, something to the right of the plane, something straight ahead to fly to. So you're constantly trying to verify that you're not screwing something up, right?
Okay, well, I've got this peak out here that's off the right of the nose. So
Newman Peak.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right. Yeah, Newman.
That's a good point. What's the name of that mountain right there?
Those are... Find my line. Sakatone.
That's right. Go. You just don't want the pits to go going vertical right in front of us.
This is the aerobatic area over the mountains.
Yeah. Now, how far off course do you think it's going to take us when we fly 110 for another 5 minutes?
My bad.
Alright, so you got your point out there. That's the Sakatone Peaks. You got traffic up there, he's no factor.
Yep.
Alright, I think that's what they call the witch's hat. I'm not sure. And that thing out there is Mr. Volcano. Did you hear those guys? Do you guys ever listen to the practice frequency? 122.85? Oh, the whole South Phoenix area has a frequency 122.85 where people announce their positions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, you know there's a way to fly without turning left, right? Like when you put your head down, take your hands off the controls real quick. The plane wants to roll a little bit to the left, okay?
Right. Just keep the right rudder in a little.
Yeah, just you steer with your feet. High wing, low wing type stuff, okay? Make small corrections and you should be able to keep the wing level.
Right.
Everybody gets heavy-handed when they look down. They're doing this, everything's perfect, man. And then the head goes down and the head, you know. And I would turn to the right because my hand's on the right side.
Right.
All right, so you want to be careful because you've been getting 10 degrees every time you put your head down.
Yep.
So you want to look for that.
Warrior 53610.
Right, you can fly with your hands down.
2,500 feet, keep turn.
All right, where are we exactly right now?
We are right here.
All right, good. So if I say, you're right here, okay? And I said divert to Coolidge, or Casa Grande. So then you go like this, and then you drag your hand over to the VOR, and you go right here. So 190, if you turn to 190, it gives you a general idea.
I see. Okay, so you're getting your magnetic heading.
That's right, and that's it.
Magnetic course, anyway.
And then you are doing pilotage from there.
Okay.
Bigger than mine. My thumb is 5 miles wide. So how far do I need to fly to get to Coolidge? 10 miles. If I look 10 miles out at 190, am I going to see Coolidge?
Casa Grande, you mean?
That's, yeah, Casa Grande.
Okay.
And there's Casa Grande right there.
Yep.
These Rex Air Cessna 5 Victor Whiskey's at 5,000.
10 miles, right?
6,500 directly over the
And it's just that, you know, obviously no one's going to say, well, it's 9.
Yeah.
Right? But you need to have an idea of what's going on. Just 10 miles, I'm flying 90 knots an hour. Or just 90 knots. So how long is it going to take me to fly 10 miles? Well, it would take me an hour to fly 90. So let's say 8 minutes. So I should be able to fly that direction for 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Going right through. We're going to washing through right here, this piece right here? And right through here?
Yep.
See where it's broken up right here? It's indicating that it might be a dry wash. We just flew over it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
And then the one that goes around the Sacaton Peak just is not a wash, but it's some kind of water feature, right? There's a canal right there. Goes all the way around Sacaton Peak. Now, not only did we just identify that we're 100% sure that that's Sacaton Peak, because we have another feature to prove it. We have a wash over here. We're in between those two washes and about to cross a main road. Where's this main road? Right there, right? Right where your finger is? So that's where we are exactly.
10 over the Greenfield.
Also, you're going to cut off that very southern corner of Casa Grande.
Yep.
Or you can switch. Fuck, man. Go that direction. Alright. So cut that corner, and then you kind of wings level, and then you're going to have to do pilotage based on that. Now, maybe 130 would have been perfect. If we were on course, we might have been just off to the side a little bit.
Right. There also could be a little wind. Actually, it looks like there might be. If you look out there at that dust.
That's right. And that dust looks like it's blowing that way.
Yeah, so
a mile.
Nonetheless,
go figure.
Wind correction, everything's working out. Surface winds are always going to be a different direction, but then our winds will loft right up here. And you notice that 3,500 feet, Kevel is perfectly clear of that mountain.
Yeah.
Cross country night flight, I wouldn't even fly that close to it.
Yeah, okay.
And I would give myself 2,000 feet just like you did. So you did that right.
Cool, huh? There was even more than I have here, but you get the idea. Absolute gold, I tell ya. Okay, so we're approaching a tiny airport that he told me was our destination for the flight plan that I had created. We weren't going to land there, but I was supposed to find it. This would also happen during the stage check, albeit to a different field, of course. For those following along at home, he had me going to a little private strip called Sarita that is located about 2 nautical miles due west of Coolidge, which is Papa 08. I'll tell you right now, it's hard to find.
From the field.
Bravo, 5,200 feet over city going towards Arizona City, 1 Bravo.
I bet it's really hard to find, isn't it?
It's a runway, it's not an airport.
It's a what?
It's a dirt strip, it's like it's not an airport.
Right, it's an ag strip, right?
Yeah. Dude, if you can find it on your own, you can find anything. I'm serious.
All right.
And when you do your check ride, you're flying to an actual airport.
Yeah.
You know, where there's a big giant clearing. All right. We've got features to look for, right? Where's this thing directly across from?
Southeast practice area.
It's directly it's directly north of this reservoir.
It could be dry, right?
Yeah. And it's
also due.
Southeast practice 13293.
Well, true west from Coolidge, which has kind of a weird.
Do you see Coolidge yet?
No,
the airport?
not yet. Let's see.
How many miles is it from the airport?
It's 5 miles, 6 miles.
So look 6 miles away from the edge of the city to the southeast. See anything out there?
Yeah, I see a lot of farmland. Hold on.
You see any buildings out there? 6 miles southeast?
Ah, there it is.
Okay.
Right there.
No? Yeah,
No.
Are you pointing right through there? At your 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. Just looks like you're pointing over there.
Oh, you know what? I do have the wrong thing.
Okay.
I see it.
See those buildings?
I see it.
Okay.
Now. Yeah.
All right.
I didn't realize it was in some rising terrain.
Yeah, this stuff's a pain in the ass sometimes.
Yeah. So if that's right there.
Southeast Factor, Warrior 5361 Zulu is 2 miles to the east of Mr. Volcano, 2,200 feet, non-orbit maneuvers.
That's true. So 9.
Southeast practice area, Signal 2060 Alpha Tango.
This is the direction that the roads are going to run.
At 4,000 feet.
It's going to be a little that way. Going to lower the nose a little so I can see.
Southeast practice area, RT77 Lima is Renaissance Festival, 3,500 feet, practice slow flight.
Sheesh, I can't even tell what direction the runway runs.
Here's some help. Our roads go
Magnetic.
true.
Oh, they're true?
Yeah. So this is true, right?
Oh, so then I'm right on top
So
of it.
follow the road coming straight off of that
East of the town of Coolidge, heading back to Gateway.
and look for your little runway.
Yeah, I'm right on top of it then.
You're not right on top of it.
No? All right.
Whiskey is about 3 miles to the west of North Test Track.
Look over to Coolidge. Follow the roads. Look at the Coolidge Airport.
Oh,
Follow the roads west. Any buildings?
Right there?
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
See how it's kind of dark pavement?
Yep.
Let's go to it. Let's see if it's that for sure.
Okay.
And also, look how far we are west of that reservoir. Okay? That's the reservoir with all those green trees.
Okay.
There's a little bit of water in it.
So you can follow that straight up. Yep.
Yeah. You follow the roads that are true north and south. You can use roads in Arizona.
Yeah.
You go anywhere else, right?
I thought they were magnetic, though.
No, we fly magnetic. Everything is true.
Okay.
Everything on your map is true until we make it magnetic, right?
Right.
All right.
West of Coolidge Airport, southeast.
Southeast practice area, Warrior 9126 Mike, 3,200 feet over Sarita.
Oh, that looks like it. I see some airplanes.
Okay, now I want you to divert to Casa Grande.
Okay, we found it. Of course, I needed some coaching to do so. Choosing places like that for a student seems mean, I guess, but like he said, if you can find that, you can find anything. That sounds like good teaching to me. Also, as you heard, I got my divert instruction. Without knowing beforehand where the diversion would be to, I now knew that I had to fly to Casa Grande, which is to the west about 15 miles. I would need to use pilotage and dead reckoning to do so. Let's see how I did.
I want you to divert to Casa Grande.
Okay.
Trim the nose, it's dropping on you.
Bravo at 5,400 feet over city, Arizona.
Now, when you're trying to divert somewhere, do you want to fly as fast as you can?
Nope. So just set it to 2,400 RPM.
But maintain altitude.
Okay. I know I want to go this way, so I'm going to get it started, and then I'm going to...
No, I want you to stay here until you're ready to go.
Okay.
No, just orbit. Keep turning.
Okay.
Just, I don't want you to try to fly there.
All right, so... No, I'm right here. And I'm going to go to Casa.
You gotta look up every now and then. You look down, you look up. You can't stay in the cockpit. You gotta look at your altimeter and see if your altimeter is dropping.
Okay.
Okay, now take that mark you just made and steadily drag that to the VOR. Just like, no, just across the line right there. Right through there to there. Don't twist your chart to make it work.
I gotcha. Okay, so it's about 90, so 270.
No, like go from up here, okay?
Yeah.
And then just drag it down.
That's what I did.
Okay, I saw you do this.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't mean to.
Okay. Right. And you're going to that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what heading do you want?
I want 265.
Okay. Now, from here or from Sarita?
From Sarita.
So go back to Sarita and turn to 265.
You want me to turn all the way around or just get in line with it?
2,200 feet.
Well, pretty far away. Just go back to it and turn. This is your check ride. You drew the line from Sarita for a diversion, so go to Sarita and then turn to your heading.
Okay.
You simply say, well, I drew the line from Sarita. That's where I need to go from.
Okay.
And if you orbited around Sarita,
it would have been easier. I see a shadow.
185, Quebec.
There it is.
To the south of
Sorry.
Johnson Ranch at 3,000 feet, heading back to Gateway. Last call.
You're fine.
Got it.
That's the downside to flying by an airport next to an airport. All right, so we're going to go 265, okay? So once we get there, you just turn to 265 and head. How far is it?
Southwest Secretary Cessna 550 Whiskey is at 4,500, 2 miles to the west of Estrella.
15 miles.
Airport.
15 miles? How long is it going to take to get there?
It's going to take about 12 minutes.
Okay.
11 minutes.
That's fine with me. Let's see how close you're going.
Southeast Sector 4133 kilos, 2 miles north of Apache Junction landfill.
Once we turn to our heading, I'll start my little timer.
Okay.
Just to see how close you were. You can turn from here and say, okay, here's Sarita, 265.
South Secretary, Baron 400 Pop is due south of the town of Coolidge, 6,000 to 3,000, headed towards Gateway. Southeast 7 Star 4139 Bravo is...
Alright, just level off at 3,000 feet.
West of the town of Coolidge, 4,000 feet. We're crossing over Coolidge and route to the airport.
You can put that away.
Approach left call, southeast.
Now, how do we we know we're going in the right direction other than the heading we picked?
Well, let's see.
You have 10-degree deviation on your...
500 holding it.
No, you don't. You have 5 degrees deviation on your compass, so go ahead and set that on your heading indicator.
7429 Tango, north 10 track, 4,700, basic, good work, southwest.
Alright, move your hand. We're going from here to here. There's mountains right here.
Yep,
Sacaton Peak.
That's right there.
Over there?
But I'm going to be to the right of that about 4 miles.
There's a city.
To the left of that, I mean.
There's a city 15 miles away, and the airport's north of that.
Yep.
See a city over there?
Yep.
So we're going to go that direction somewhat, right? We know that the roads are straight across, right? We can actually follow these roads.
Transitioning along the side of the U.S.
True, okay.
Canyon,
And we'll just barely go over this one.
Yep. Our course shows us about 5 miles, 4 miles south of that airport.
The peak?
The peak?
Yeah, I think I have the airport.
Okay. Well, if you point straight in front of us, you do have the airport.
Yeah.
South the town of Coolidge, holding 3,000.
Right off the nose.
Southeast.
All right, cool. Good for you. That is your cross-country departure. That's what your check ride's going to be like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was that. After being reminded to depart from a known area on the map rather than drifting away, it turned out okay. I let my altitude drift a little bit too, but it wasn't too bad. Once I had Casa Grande Airport in sight, Kevin told me to go ahead and do a touch and go there. We'll pick it up as we approach the airport.
Casa Grande traffic, Cherokee 26 Mike is 3 miles southeast of the field. We're going to make left traffic for runway 5, Casa Grande. Descend then.
Not yet. We're going to cross the field and enter into a traffic pattern, so let's stay the side.
619 Romeo Lima is over Zoot, entering the hold at 4,500.
Oh, Stanfield.
Yeah, back there.
Okay.
All right, so what's the altitude for the field?
It's 1243.
So we can say that 2,300 feet is pattern altitude. Okay. 500 feet crossing, so we'll go 2,700 over.
Body ILS, DME runway 5 from
or 28 over.
Stanfield.
That's good. We'll just level off here. And once we get across and start to enter the pattern, now this is kind of a roundabout way to enter. Usually when I cross Stanfield, if it was busy, we would definitely do that.
You want me to clover leaf out and come in on a 45?
No, go midfield, turn right, and then turn left.
Okay.
All you have to do is set your distance from the runway and then turn left.
Okay. Start descending?
And start descending down to 2,300 feet, and then you can tell them what you're doing.
Southbound traffic, Delta 190, 3 X-ray, 14,000, 3 miles north of the field. We have Scott Evers below. We'll have 1 canopy, 8,000 feet and below, 3 miles north of the field. Pass ground.
I'll get this one.
Okay.
Casa Grande Air Traffic Warrior 9126 Mike is left downwind runway 5, Casa Grande.
Casa Grande traffic, 1.5 mile final runway 5, Casa Grande.
What? Casa Grande traffic, Cherokee 26 Mike is on left downwind for 5, have traffic in sight, Casa Grande.
Casa Grande traffic, Cherokee 5720 Whiskey is at 2,500, 5 miles to the north, entering for the left traffic pattern, runway 5, Casa Grande.
Then make a left downwind runway. That was hopeful.
Casa Grande traffic, Stanfield traffic, 558.
Must be just not landing. Casa Grande traffic, Cherokee 26 Mike is on final for runway 5, Casa Grande. Overshot.
Casa Grande traffic,
okay.
Is going around runway 5, we'll do a right 270 to cross midfield, and leave to the northwest.
Why don't you just turn left?
Southbound traffic, southbound 106, descending out 12,000, we have 1 Skydiver, 8,000 feet below.
Wow, Skydiver has his own personal airplane.
They drop out here for some reason, 3 miles north of the field, which I think is insane. One of the busier airports.
Well, that was as exciting as it got. We actually didn't really talk during the landing, so I guess no talking and no excitement on a landing is a good thing. Kevin started looking around for a hood as well, but there wasn't one in the airplane. He wasn't planning on doing any hood work with me when we left, but he decided if he could find one in there, he would torture me some more.
Every now and then you get lucky.
Overhead traffic, runway city.
So we were leaving the Casa Grande area to head back home. We'll pick it up there. You'll notice at one point I was questioning how to use the swap button on the radio. This was actually the first time I'd ever used a 430, a Garmin 430, which has the radio built in with the GPS. So I was trying to figure out how to use the radio on it. Also in this segment, you'll hear an aircraft that is having problems transmitting on the radio, and he gets a couple of transmissions in, but he's having some problems with it. The controller does a good job getting him in, even though his radio is totally flaky. Here you go.
Casa Grande traffic, Cherokee 26 Mike is on upwind, runway 5, leaving the area to the north. Casa Grande. Actually,
Casa Grande traffic 1903 X-ray, descending out of 9,000, 3 miles north.
Got in the middle of that transmission and didn't know if we were staying or going.
Yeah, we're leaving to the north. Let's wait till we cross I-10, make sure we don't hit any skydivers.
619 Romeo Lima is 4,500 in the hole over.
Look over your controls real quick.
About another minute, we'll be heading inbound for the GPS 23 approach.
I'm trying to multitask and get a workout in at the same time.
Yeah, you want to trim every leg. I can't demonstrate a takeoff or landing with my students without trimming. I always say that as a point to, if I want to show a good everything. While I'm talking, things get away from me.
Going to be making a left 180 and entering a left downwind runway.
No, you're absolutely right. I don't trim enough.
Traffic runs 3,400 crossing midfield.
All right, this is close enough. We'll just go direct to Chandler, full stop.
Definitely traffic, Bonanza 557 kilos, Roxy inbound, runway 5, Casa Grande.
I think we'll do where we landed on 22 left, so let's do a short field. I want you to land on the 2.
Okay. On it or just above it?
On it.
On it. Okay. I did get a little bumpy over those mounts.
Not too bad. 325.
325.
Okay, now we'll switch it over.
Which one was that? This one? Yep.
2 altimeter.
That does the same thing for the...
Yeah, okay.
Visual approaching use, landing and departing runway.
You can dial in 133.1 there.
Noticed airmen multiple obstructions in the vicinity of Chandler Airport up to 310 feet AGL. All departures advise ground control of direction of flight. Use caution for bird activity in the vicinity of Chandler Airport. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have Tango. Chandler Tower Formation Tango, time 1652 Zulu. Wind calm. Temperature 35, dew point 12, altimeter 2981. Chandler Tower, Cessna 1897 Victor.
Cessna 1897 Victor, Chandler Tower.
Yeah, Chandler Tower, Cessna 1897 Victor. We're having a little bit of radio snafu here. I'm over the airport, 3,000 feet. I was inbound with Tango from the South Practice area.
Helicopter 1897 Victor, I understand you're en route to the South Practice area, or you want to come to Chandler?
Actually over Chandler now at about 3,000 feet, and we're having radio problems trying to get in.
Helicopter 97 Victor, you wanting to land at Chandler?
He's not getting that response. You can go ahead and hop in there real quick.
Okay.
Cessna 53 Golf left downwind 22 left.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 9126 Mike, 6 miles south of the field, inbound full stop with Tango.
Cessna 53 Golf, runway 22 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 2 left, Cessna 53 Golf.
Thought I heard 2 clicks.
Cessna 1897 Victor, Chandler Tower radio check.
I won't go into the airspace.
Tango. Chandler Tower Warrior 9126 Mike, 6 miles to the south with full stop with Tango.
Cherokee 9126 Mike, Chandler Tower, make left traffic, runway 22 left, report entering downwind.
Make left traffic for 22 left and we'll report downwind. Cherokee 26 Mike.
Cessna 97 Victor, if you hear me, ident.
All right, be alert. We got a guy in here with no radio.
Yep. See that? I trimmed.
Good for you, man.
Cessna 97 Victor, ident observed. Make right traffic, runway 22 right, descend as needed.
He's way over there.
Number 1 for runway 22 right.
I see he's a little black, he's a little white dot on the other side. He's way up there, man. Gotta be careful, it's 5,000 feet on that side.
Oh, bust the Bravo?
Yeah. Don't want that on your record.
97 Victor, did copy. I have intermittent transmittability.
Cessna 97 Victor, you're loud and clear. Runway 22 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 22 right for 97 Victor.
Chandler Tower, Warrior 81312, 6 South, Tango, full stop.
Warrior 81312, Chandler Tower, make left traffic, runway 22 left, report entering downwind.
Left traffic, 22 left, report the downwind 312.
Cessna 97 Victor, check your
You knew what I was
transponder.
going to say.
Well, I had trimmed, but then we got in a downdrift and I had to give it some power.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. You want to keep it at 24, though. Sometimes you feel like you're fast, sometimes you feel like you're slow.
Okay.
But, don't forget you're paying by the hour.
Yeah, true. All right, I'm going to turn the fuel pump on. I think we're still on the
Cessna
fullest tank.
53 Golf, hold short of runway 22 right, remain
Have
in
we
frequency.
switched the tank? We switched to the Casa Grande, right?
Yes. Yeah. Chandler Tower, Cherokee 26 Mike is on downwind.
Chandler Tower, helicopter 3082, Charlie is 5 miles to south, inbound for taxiway Charlie with information Tango.
Cherokee 9126 Mike, runway 22 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 22 left, 26 Mike.
Pickup 3082 Charlie, Chandler Tower, report south point.
Report south point, 82 Charlie.
87 Kilo final.
Pickup rate 7 Kilo, taxiway Charlie, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, right 7 Kilo, touch away Charlie.
Chandler Tower, 4122 Tango, just out of gateway, full stop.
Cherokee 4122 Tango, Chandler Tower, make straight in runway 22 left, report 2 miles.
Straight in, 22 left, report 2 miles.
Cessna 53 Golf, turn left on 22 right, turn right at taxiway Mike, and contact ground.
53 Golf, left turn on Mike, right turn on Mike, contact ground.
What's final approach speed?
63.
Okay, good.
Cessna 97 Victor, turn right taxiway hotel.
Does it matter what speed you are here? Do you have to be 75?
No.
Right. I usually tell my students to be 70.
Cessna 97
That way when
you're
they're
loud and
turning
clear
base
now,
to final, they don't have to slow down 17
I have a loud
knots.
and clear, I just have to use an auxiliary mic in order to talk to you.
Cessna 97 Victor, roger. And on your transponder selection on the downwind, that was a hijack squawk.
Oh, he put 7,500 in.
Ground.
That too, because it wasn't set for that.
Cessna 97 Victor.
You gotta slow it down though, man. You gotta add back pressure instead of add power.
Okay.
Because now look what's happening.
Now we're high.
And we're still doing it
7
fast.
Kilo, confirm approach and left base.
14 Victor, stern base.
Back up at 14 Victor, taxiway Charlie, clear touch and go.
Power idle.
Clear touch and go, 14
It is.
Well, that was it. A short field landing on the left, and we were back home. Did you notice the Nordo guy put in the hijack squawk 7,500 instead of the Nordo squawk of 7,600? Oops. At least he got it down safely, so I guess high fives all around. So that does it for this solo practice flight. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out Air Freddy's Learning to Fly guide if you want to get some details on flight training if you're interested in starting. I'll put a link in the show notes for this episode on the website at, again, www.studentpilotcast.com. I also want to remind everyone that we're within 100 days of Oshkosh 2010, so start getting ready. I hope to see you there. Thanks again for joining me as I prepared for my Stage 3 check. As I said, I got a lot of good instruction during this dual flight. I hope that you enjoyed it as well. Take care until next time. Most importantly, go learn to fly.
Childhood dreams of random things that's still always so fast.
The music for today's episode is To Be an Angel by the Canadian band Uncle Seth. You can get more information and subscribe to the Student Pilot Cast using iTunes, Zune, or any other podcast aggregator at www.studentpilotcast.com. Remember, any instruction that you hear in this podcast was meant for me and me alone in the situation that we were in at the time. Please do not try to apply anything you see or hear in this episode or any other episode to your own flying. If you have questions about any aspect of your flying, please consult a qualified CFI.